Well, of course, high school basketball concluded in early March, and a lot of different locales, including in Metairie at Crescent City Christian High School, where the Pioneers won the Division IV state championship, their second state title in the last 4 years. And what a program has been built there by the gentleman who joins us now. Remember him well at St. Augustine, of course, played at Xavier as well, and he's fashioned a terrific program at Crescent City Christian. He is Shaun Dumas. Listen, Shaun, it's great to have you with us, and I surely hope you're well in these unusual times.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, right now we're just trying to lay low, man, and let everything run its course so that everybody's safe and we can kind of get back to the grind.
Have you had a chance to get together with any of your kids yet? Now that they're allowing more people to come and congregate.
Yeah, we've been we've been doing some Zoom meetings, just kind of staying in touch. One of the biggest things, we really focus in on is just being family. So, we just try to make sure we stay in touch with each other, especially during these trying times, man. And so we've been on Zoom meetings, and I've even seen some of the kids, especially in phase 2. I think I see all of them a little bit too much nowadays.
I got it. Flashing back to what happened in early March, it was such a strange time as this virus was starting to kick in. The non-select championships going on in Lake Charles, couldn't have any fans in the last couple of days, and you had a chance to play at home, so to speak, right? So that was a different experience as well, but it obviously didn't detract from what ended up happening. You won a state championship, and it was a special group, a group of kids and quite a few seniors who had been with you for a long time that realized their full potential.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is, we always preached, and a lot of those kids been in the program for so long to the days when we didn't have people in the stands. So us not having somebody in the stands wasn't unusual for them because we've been there before, early on in our, in the start of our program. So, but I had, I was blessed, man, with just a group of kids this year and just over the last couple years of my stint at Crescent City so far, just that just bought in and just believed, in the vision. They believed in each other. They loved each other. And they just caught the vision, man, and they ran with it, man. They just took the torch and ran with it.
And, of course, every time I come over to see your team and cover your team play, I look across the way, I always see Pastor Dennis Watson over there. It's good to have the church supporting you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. As a ministry of Celebration Church, we want to make sure we represent God first. Pastor Dennis and the Celebration Church, man, they're really involved in the school. They're really involved with our athletes, and they really support our athletes, and that's really important. The kids knowing that they have their support because, a lot of our kids, you just never know what they go home to. So the more support that they have, man, the more they feel like they can just, accomplish in life. And what God being our pioneer, man, I think that, Pastor Dennis been a great leader, the great leader that he is, man. That just kind of flowed through just the whole system of the whole infrastructure of the church and even through the veins of the school and it trickles down, to our kids as well. So, it's a blessing to have a leader like that.
Visiting with Shaun Dumas of Crescent City Christian School. You're the basketball coach, but it's an annual question when it comes to the Pioneers. Are they going to try to field a tackle football team? It seems to be a question every year, right?
every year. Yeah, we're gonna do it. And the biggest thing as far as is just numbers. Just to make sure our kids are safe. We've been able to field a junior varsity team. And we've had some success at the junior varsity level. This year we're going to try to, we're going to step it up to the varsity program, and we're going to try our hand, and I think that we can be successful.
Well, it's always good to see kids get the opportunity. Nothing like extracurricular, and athletics plays a large part in that, to build character, to build teamwork, understanding, unselfishness, and really lessons in life, because I really think that sports serve a tremendous purpose in that regard.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things, the coaching staff and I, we treat this thing like not to get all religious, but we treat this thing like a ministry, man, and because we have the kids' hearts in their ears as coaches, they listen to us, man, and we have an opportunity to teach them more than about sports. We get a chance to really have a real foot in their lives, and they listen to their coaches more than sometimes they listen to their parents or whoever their guardians are. So, as coaches, man, we really got to take that serious, and the influence that we do have over our kids, man, we have to use that. We have to use that to teach kids about the game of life. Bigger than the sport, and the principles in the sport that we coach, should be transferable from, the basketball court to life, from the basketball court to their jobs, from the basketball court to their relationship with God. The basketball court to being a great son or daughter. Those things should be transferable in every aspect of our lives, and so that's a powerful. We have a powerful career, a powerful job. When we have our kids, that we have on our team.
And you can make a powerful difference in their lives. Absolutely. With the mentorship you provide, in particular in these times. I don't want to call them trying times. I want to call them changing times because of what's happening around this country right now. And it should be for nothing but good. There are going to be some people that take it in the wrong direction, but that's going to be a very, very small minority in how they choose to do things, because no one advocates violence, at least no one that's sane, and no one advocates, letting hatred take over and devour you, because as a man of faith, I know you know how destructive that is.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm a human being. I have hated things, and I've disliked things, but I've had to check myself at the door, pray about it, and have that speck taken away, because it's a dangerous place to go, and it's a really bad place to go, and that's something that you have to deal with every day when it comes to being treated wrong, or racism or discrimination that I'm sure you've experienced at some point, and that your kids have experienced.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things, man, I think, especially in this time, is, I feel like the Lord is just speaking that this is a time for all of us to come together. I understand what could happen and how much division can be, how much division can happen in times like this. But I think in times like this is a time for everybody to unify, and I think that if everybody's on one sound and one accord, man, I think that we can use this spotlight that has a possibility to be negative, and I think that something super positive can come out of it. But I do think it's a hard thing, and I think that now that we do have people's attention, I think what we do with it now matters more than anything. And so right now we have a voice, and we're able to talk about how we feel about certain situations. And honestly, people have been exerting empathy towards us. And so now I think we have the floor, and we have the platform to be able to allow people to hear our story, but not only hear our story, but become one as a people, so that we can begin to fulfill our purpose in life.
And in fact, at Crescent City, you've got a small school, you've got a lower school. It is a diverse school, multiracial, with all kinds of components. And my sense of the school and my sense of the vibe is that people get along pretty well there. Is that an accurate depiction?
Absolutely. It's a culture. It's a culture thing. We've been able to build a culture at Crescent City, a family. That don't mean the family always see eye to eye. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we've been able to cultivate a culture there that we love each other. And at the end of the day, we can have uncomfortable conversations. And we can have whatever kind of time we need to have, man. And everybody at Crescent City is brother and sister. Everybody know each other. Everybody have each other's back. Everybody wants the best for each other. And that's a blessing, man, just to be a part of a culture like that, and I'm proud to call myself a pioneer.
You had the opportunity to attend St. Augustine, an outstanding school, great structure, discipline. Go to Xavier, an outstanding school, great reputation. turn out so many outstanding citizens. So the perception would be, well, Shaun Dumas has had a really good, easy, privileged life. I'm guessing that that's not true.
No, sir. No, sir. You know, I've been through some extreme situations, and I just thank God that I found a way to get out of it. But going to St. Aug, I feel like going to St. Aug helped me, helped build me as a man to deal with difficult situations. Taught me how to persevere, and it also taught me that this world wasn't fair. And so, and then going to Xavier, really polished me and taught me that I can soar in this world, even through, whatever circumstances you go through, you can still soar in this world. So I thank God for my path at St. Aug, and I thank God for my path at Xavier as well.
How much discrimination have you faced in your life? Has it been significant? Has it been, for lack of a better word, minor, or what has it been like for you in particular?
Well, I faced plenty of discrimination. Whether and I'll speak honest with you. When I'm driving my car, and I know I'm driving the speed limit, and you get pulled over, I'ma just be vulnerable and talk. The thoughts that go through an African American's mind, the adrenaline that begin to pump his blood, because you just don't know what can happen. You know what I mean? And I've been in situations where, I've been pulled over and I've been the most law-abiding citizen, and, I've been harassed. I mean, like severely harassed. I mean, busted lip, busted nose, or just all kinds of situations. And even in respectable situations, and still having to figure out a way to get out of it so I can get home. When I was in college, I was stopped by the police one time, and I don't want to just make it a police thing, but I was stopped by the police one time, and I had everything together, my license, registration, seatbelt on, yes sir, no sir, but that just wasn't enough, and so I found myself on the hood of my car, and and a lot of other things just took place through that, which taught me that I still have to I have to figure it out, and we still have a ways to go as a people,
It's just sobering to hear that, because I can't possibly relate to it. I've had no such experience, and it's just hard for me to believe that that's because of how you look or how I look. It doesn't make any sense on any level, Shaun, especially in 2020. I'd like to think, maybe I'm living in a bubble or a dream world. I'd like to think that things have changed and things are getting better, and maybe they have to a degree, but obviously not to the level they need to be by any stretch.
Yeah, and like I said, we have a ways to go, but I do think that this is a starting point. Unfortunately, we had to go through the tragedies that we've had to go through, by losing some people in the midst of all this. However, in the midst of it, I do think that we now have some people that's in the community that's standing up and letting their voice be heard, and letting their actions be heard louder than their voices, so that we can all be on one accord, and we can all be conscious of each other, so that we can be one people.
Final minute or two with Shaun Dumas of Crescent City Christian. So now you have that awesome task of trying to shape young men that play basketball for you, to help shape their lives. They're so impressionable at that age. Some of them have maturity issues. Some of them have anger issues. Some of them just want direction in a bad way. They're all different, and therefore it's not an easy thing for any coach at any level. But now more than ever, there's a real opportunity to help shape things for the positive. And again, if we can all just focus on the positive and focus on the fact that give people the benefit of the doubt as individuals and don't judge people in generalities. Can we all just do that?
I mean, and that's it. I think that's the perfect world. That's the perfect form that we need right there. And I think that if you can approach every aspect of life like that, then man, this world would be so much of a better place.
Well, and I'd be remiss before I let you get away to not let you talk about next season's team, and I assume everything's going to go fine, and we're going to have a season. You lost some really good kids, but I know you've got some good players that will be there as well for the 2020-21 season.
Yes, sir, man. Man, I can't lie. We're so blessed, man. We have some really good kids in our program, and we have some upcoming talent, man, that I can't wait for everybody to see, man. The likes of the Kurt LeBeaus, who's going to be a senior this year, who was the most outstanding player in the state championship game. You have your John Kellys of the world, who was a 6'7" freshman who started last year. He received his first offer, Division I offer, a couple of days ago. You have Derek Burdett, another freshman, Holden Diaz. I mean, man, I think we'll be loaded, man. I think we'll open a lot of eyes this year.
You've built a heck of a program there, and I can say it, and I can say it and get away with it without you being mad at me. But when they come in to play at Crescent City Christian in Metairie, it's a disadvantage for a couple of reasons. Number one is because they're facing a heck of a team that's really well coached. Number two, they don't see those baskets too well, and that's an advantage for your team as well. We're still waiting on those LED lights, man.
Oh, man, listen, if anybody's listening, guys, we need some LED lights. Help us. Absolutely. We need some LED lights, man. Because at the end of the day, when you plan a sport, you need to be able to, and so we do have to upgrade that. So, if anybody's listening that have a hookup, please feel free to. I didn't mean to plug that, but it was a good opportunity.
I gave you the chance, man. I opened the door for you. And Shaun, let's keep opening doors in this world and our society and with each other, because ultimately, first and foremost, I'm a believer. I'm a Christ follower, and as that governs my life, the number one principle there is love, and to love one another, and to give incessantly and unconditionally. And with that in mind, let's all just try to take that approach. I know I have, and I just think that we can become so much better. And you and I get along great, and I know a lot of really good people in that industry too. But we just all need to trust each other more, try to understand each other more, and just again, it's not a very difficult concept. So you got my support, but then again, you always have. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Ken, and thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Shaun Dumas of Crescent City Christian High School.